Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we have a financial report due in one day. I think that we're not going to prioritize repairing the Corsair, considering we're missing long tom ammo for that. So we'll just go ahead and continue here. We'll get this financial report over with, and let's see what all we get back here. I think if I calculated it correctly after last episode, the Salamander will be the last one back, but we'll have one more day on 2 pilots. Yes, that is correct. Okay, fantastic. So let's hop on into the barracks and get our training done on our 2 non-max pilots. Bullfrog gets a point of guts. Okay, cool. And let's see here. Kodiak also gets a point of guts. Fantastic. We'll hop into the mech bay. Anything else to be done here? No, these all look good. Fantastic. So we'll go into the command center then. I would like to get some long tom ammo. At the same time, we need to build up our funds. There's some low-level missions here, like a 7.5 skull over 3 million compensation is an urban battle. But that's good compensation. And under 8 skulls. Actually, I'm thinking we should do this, just for the cash. It's a free priority salvage. This can pay for this month tick in its entirety. And that's wonderful. And we're going to be able to deploy again. Of course, we're going to need to bring in the Bull Shark, and we'll drop Panzer. I believe it is Succubus that has Bull Shark affinities. Yes, that is correct. And we're going to need to drop Muffin Top as well. And I believe Coldfire has Atlas affinities. Yeah, go for it. So that'll be just fine. We'll go ahead and deploy this. It's in an urban environment, so LOSs could be interesting here, but we'll see. In theory, being 7.5 skull, this should be fairly simple and straightforward. In practice, it's a 3 million compensation, so this could be fairly extensive. We'll see how this ends up going. Wait, who's the op for? Did I even check? Is it Comstar? How much you want to bet it's Comstar? I should have checked that. That's definitely something I should have done. If it is Comstar, then that was a mistake, but I don't think it was. We'll see. I mean, even if it's Comstar, we could theoretically handle this. It would just be like Comstar plus reinforcements plus 3 support lances. Like, yeah, that'd be a lot of units. That would be 30 units. We need to destroy the invading lance. Okay, it's planetary government. Good. We've detected an inbound dropship belonging to the planetary government. Our local defense forces in the expected drop area are ill-equipped to handle a lance of mechs, but with your aid, we can ensure that the raid does minimal damage. We'd like you to intercept the local government lance and destroy it. Commander, the locals wouldn't send a dropship if they didn't mean business, so if we take this job, we should stay alert down there. Yeah, so I'm expecting there to be an invading lance, probably a reinforcement lance, and I hope there's no support lances. We'll see what we roll up here. I'd be a little surprised if it was less than 1 support lance.
Online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
But let's see what we've got. So we'll go ahead and begin this mission.
Command interface initiated.
Enemy dropship landed. Acquire their location all the way up there. Okay. We do have allies. It's been a while since we've had that, and we don't see support lances here. Now, I would like to deploy... Honestly, up here would be good. Do it. Support lances could still populate in here. And they didn't. Okay, I like it. That's good. I'm definitely hearing things out over this way. Or do I have my headphones on backwards? I don't think I do. Okay, this is our allied units here. Okay, so we enter round 3. And now we have sensor traces. So our allies have a Jaeger. That's probably not going to be very useful here for them. I don't expect our allies to do very much. They deployed way back here. Maybe they can engage a Lance over here if there is one. We see an Orion 2C, an Archer, and a Juggernaut out over this way. There's something else over there, I'm pretty sure. But for now, we're just going to park our Salamander. We could park our Salamander here and hit the Orion 2C. I feel like the Salamander would be a little overexposed if we did that. So I'm actually just going to park it here behind this building. And we're going to lob a couple of LRMs at whatever our highest hit odds are. We also see there's a Mech Rider on that Juggernaut. Okay, so 44%. Wait, that's a Marauder in the same location as the Juggernaut? Yeah, I guess so. I guess there's just a Marauder here as well. It looks like a Mech Rider, but in the tab targeting, it comes up as a Marauder. Okay, that's a little weird. We're going to hit the Orion 2C here, strip a little bit of armor off of it, but not much. Okay. Phase 15, something that we don't see here. Is that the Marauder? No, that's probably the Mech Rider. I still think there's a Mech Rider on this Juggernaut.
Receiving you.
Our longbow can step forward over here, and we're just going to drop LRMs, probably on the Orion 2C again. We'll go ahead and Warlord for this, and let's check hit odds. 44.7, 35.1 on the Juggernaut. Oh. It is a Mech Rider called a Marauder. Okay, well that's... It's a Marauder battle armor variant, I guess. Okay, well that's a little confusing, but sure. We'll go ahead and fire on the Archer here. Surprisingly, that's an Archer without an AMS variant.
Firing all weapons.
Well, we'll get some armor stripped off there. Our friends bring up a Warhammer there.
Aye, aye.
Sure. Our Annihilator is going to sprint on over.
Roger that.
And we are going to fire on, let's see, 32.1, 29.2, 23.8. Okay. The Orion 2C it is.
Firing on
I'm not going to Warlord this. Is this seriously only the one enemy Lance, though? There is another unit out here since that's a Mech Rider.
What's up,
Okay. Well, the Fafnir is going to sprint up to here.
boss? Going full throttle.
Okay, so phase 13, one of these will move. We'll see which one. Okay, so the Archer positions there, goes for the Salamander. It doesn't get a lot of damage, and that's fine. That's exactly what we expected.
Yes, Commander.
So at this point, our artillery can fire. Do we want to hit these two together? Or do we want to fire on the Juggernaut, strip armor off of that, deal with that little bit of armor on the Marauder there, and potentially, we don't know where the fourth mech is, but potentially hit that as well. I'm leaning towards hitting the Juggernaut here. We'll Warlord, and we're going to go for the Juggernaut. Some solid damage there, for sure. We're going to do the same thing, I think, with the Atlas, but the Mauler can position up over here on the road, getting ready to grab this LOS next round. That's a Shrek laser carrier. That's going to be incredibly ineffective in this environment. So the Boar's Head is going to mostly stay where it's at. It's going to position like over here.
On my way.
And we're going to again drop artillery over this way. We'll go ahead and Warlord this. Our hit odds are far lower than the Long Tom was, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. We're going to hit that Juggernaut and strip some armor off of it there. Solid damage to it. I like it. As a Regent Prime, probably not going to be too effective. That Mech Rider is incredibly close to dead at this point. So their Orion 2C moves over this way. Get some indirect fire on the Salamander. It's just an ATM-3. I'm not too concerned about an ATM-3.
Orders.
Our Magcat Mark II, however, can pop over here. And this gives us LOS just on that Orion. We'll go ahead and Warlord primarily for the clustering roll modifiers, and we're going to hit this guy's side arc.
Affirmative.
Structure exposure, and we destroyed a Streak LRM-15. That's a big deal, actually. That Juggernaut closes in, and otherwise does nothing. And then the other unit there reserves, the Mech Rider. Okay, so we just heard a sensor trace pop in. Is this only a 33 strength lance, or are they counting the Mech Rider as part of the lance?
Yup.
Either way, we are at this point willing to engage with our Salamander. We're going to move out over to here.
Acknowledge.
I'm going to Vigilance the Salamander. And then we're going to fire on this Orion. We're going to Warlord. The question is, do we fire improved rounds here, or do we fire AX? I think we go for improved here, mostly because they just don't have that much armor left in this side arc. So let's go ahead and fire improved.
Let's see what you got.
That's a huge amount of damage to that Orion. It's not a knockdown, but that Orion is very hurting. At this point, the Annihilator is going to walk up over here.
Confirmed.
That's a Rakshasa. Okay, got it. So there's a Rakshasa here, and we could fire on this Orion. We'll go ahead and do that. This should finish off the Orion.
Copy that.
Perfect.
That's a kill.
One Orion dead. Now, who are they going to move phase 14? That'll be the Archer. So the Archer is going to move up, and it could definitely fire on some of these units. Let's see who he goes for. The Annihilator's absolutely fine. We don't care about that.
Reporting heavy damage.
Next up is going to be our Longbow. The Longbow is going to make its way over this way.
Confirmed.
And we're going to fire on probably the Juggernaut. Our hitouts are pretty bad across the board. We'll just pot shot this.
All weapon systems.
I'm a little surprised we haven't been hitting the attached unit. I wonder where it's attached. Can they attach to rear arc? I don't know. But this Rakshasa is going to move now. Let's see what it does. The Rakshasa is absolutely going to be out. Ooh, that's a melee attack. It charges our Salamander there. It does hit, and that's going to do a lot of damage to our Salamander. Yeah, that definitely does a lot to the Salamander. I was not expecting the charge there. So that's a bit of a problem. They have moved the Archer. The Juggernaut is not going to be an LOS. I think we're okay here. The Fafnir can move into this position. We would not be able to charge,
I copy.
but we can absolutely hit this Rakshasa, and we can hit it really hard, in theory.
Let's see how you like this.
Okay, we actually managed to hit the head there with the Ultra AC, and we just one-shot it. So the Rakshasa is out of here. The Mauler is going to move up over here. And we're just going to hit this Archer here. I actually think we're completely fine with the charge on the Salamander.
Roger.
Ludicrous amounts of damage to that Archer.
Critical hit, Commander. I'm out of LRMs.
Okay, so the Regent Prime walks up, as does the Shrek. None of this is relevant. Our allies can't really do anything.
What can I do for you?
The Boar's Head is going to step up over here. And I think we're going to continue to hit this Juggernaut with our artillery. I feel like the Archer dies to the Salamander next round, assuming it doesn't roll up better initiative and kill the Salamander, I suppose. AP Gauss Rifle batteries on that Juggernaut. And improved heavy lasers. We'd prefer that it not get to use those on the Salamander.
You betcha.
Okay, so that's the battle armor dead. We did a lot of damage to that Juggernaut. Next up, of course,
Awaiting
is
orders.
the bull shark, which will position up over here.
Roger that.
And we're going to drop our artillery once again on that juggernaut. We need to be eliminating armor on him. That's a solid hit right there. This building goes down. This one does not. This is the important building to us here. So let's see what the juggernaut does. Positions there. It does manage to hit the salamander. But it doesn't fire those AP Gauss batteries.
Armor blow through. Internal damage.
Okay. And it doesn't manage to get any ammo explosions. That's good. The Magcat Mark II is going to move up, and we could fire on this archer. We could also fire on the juggernaut. The archer is the obvious choice here. We could easily get a kill on this archer. And that's exactly what happens.
Target
Perfect. So the salamander at this point should be able to eliminate the juggernaut next round. When does the juggernaut move? Round 11. And we stand up right now
Yep.
with the salamander. So we got a little lucky with where the salamander was hit by the juggernaut there.
I'm up again.
I don't think we even took any crits here. No, we didn't. Just the internal damage. It's not bad. I'd like to position the salamander up here. We'd like to protect the left-hand side. So we want to position it like here and turn something like this to protect that left-hand side. And we can fire on the juggernaut. Is there any point in firing AX rounds with it this armor stripped? Probably not, especially not at 50% hit odds. So we'll just go ahead and fire this. We managed to tag him. A lot of battle armor damage there.
Critical
Okay,
hit.
we destroyed some AP Gauss there. Our friendly Jaeger moves up. This is not relevant. He's never going to be an LOS.
Yes, Commander.
Our Annihilator can step up over this way. We're going to step to the other side of the road here so that we don't accidentally stray shot. And we're just going to hit this juggernaut. I think... Do we want to fire slug ammo here? Honestly, I think slug ammo is better here than cluster because there's only the one location to crit fish in. And that's got a case too. That said, there is an engine there. We could get an engine destruction roll.
Target confirmed. Target's taking a critical
That's a
hit.
lot of crits, but it's not a kill. He will die very soon here. The Fafnir will step up over here.
Location confirmed.
We're out of range of the UAC 20s, but we can crit fish with MRMs.
Got it.
And at the very least, this should be a knockdown,
That hit.
which will reserve back the Juggernaut. And the Juggernaut will not survive to move again. That's very clear. I'm a little shocked that there's no reinforcement
Ready
lance.
for orders.
Right? That's really surprising.
Moving to position. On it.
The Juggernaut will die here, probably. And there it goes. So we're just out of here?
Tango down.
Yeah, that's just it. Okay. So, I mean, they tried to nuke the Salamander there, but it mostly backfired for them. But yeah, that sort of danger for the Salamander is becoming an ongoing theme. And a lot of it is because I do want to use those MRMs as frequently as possible. One thing we could think about doing is utilizing Ace Pilot better on it. Is our Salamander pilot Ace Pilot? That's definitely something we should think about. Well, let's hop into the salvage here. I'm not too concerned about any of this salvage. What does this AP Gauss Rifle battery do, though? 6 times 3 times 4 is 8 AP Gauss Rifles slaved together. Interesting. It only weighs 4 tons. It takes up 6 slots. That's very interesting, actually. So it's basically like it's basically like a mix between an HA-20 and a machine gun. You use it like a machine gun, but at like the ranges of an HA-20, or it's longer range. It's not that long range. That's definitely interesting. Anything else that we might want here? Emergency coolant system. Endo composite and endo steel clan armor. Ferrolaminar. Okay, we're going to take Ferrolaminar. That's absolutely something that we're going to do. And we'll call that good. We'll keep that cockpit around. That's great. The compact gyro might be... I don't know that that's something that we're really going to use because that's a weight increase, but I really want to see if we can get that ferrolamellar armor onto the salamander. That would be amazing if we could do that. I don't know how realistic that is, but we've got a little bit of time here. So I do think that we can do that. Like, that was only one enemy lance. I'm shocked that it was only one enemy lance for that kind of compensation. Like, that's pretty good. We rolled well there. I like it. That could have absolutely been a lot worse. There could have been 3 support lances and a reinforcement lance for a total of like 20 enemy units, but instead it was 4. So we'll call that good. Yeah, 100k and 15 days. It won't actually take 15 days, of course. The salamander will be the biggest part of that. Let's go ahead and hop into the mech bay here. I want to see if we can get that ferrolamellar armor onto the salamander. The salamander is absolutely the mech that we need that on, if we can get it on there. So we'll stop work there on the salamander. And if we have to drop a little bit of weaponry or something on the salamander, that's probably okay. So we're going to go ahead and refit this. And let's see what we've got here. So we can repair all and then max out our armor. And that fully maxes that armor. Now we're currently running clan armor. If we were to drop that, we would have to worry about ammo explosions. But in theory, ferrolamellar armor means that we take 20% less damage and have 20% more structure points. Okay, we can't have the infected myomer bundle at the same time. Fair enough. Okay, it requires additional slots. So if we drop the clan armor and we drop, hypothetically, the endosteel structure, and then we put in the ferrolamellar, what do we got here? So we're 3 tons overweight, 3.6. Sure. Overall, this durability is extremely solid in terms of its increase. How much more? 5 additional free slots? That's a lot of slots, for sure. Okay. What else could we think about doing? This is endosteel structure here. We could try endo composite. That does fit on there. And then we'd only need to drop 1.6 tons. Now, we can't use the infected myomer bundle, obviously. We could, however... consider using... where was that? I think it was an equip. Let's see. Protective padding is resistance to critical hits. That's not what I was thinking of. What I was thinking of was... in here somewhere. I know we have it. Where are you? Maybe it is under internals. We'll just go through some of these. Yes, patchwork materials here. So that takes up 3 slots. So we'd only be able to put in 1 of those, but that would drop us to 1 ton overweight. Because if we tried to put in another one, we're out of slots. That's not going to work. Unless we dropped the 2 medium lasers. But at that point, we're a ton underweight. This is very close, actually. We could drop this medium laser. It's not that big of a deal, the medium laser. Our heat efficiency is, at this point, overkill. We could actually drop a double heat sink here, which allows us to put in another patchwork materials, maybe on this arm, which also allows us to put our medium laser back in. We're good on slots. Our heat is going to be a concern, a slight concern here, but we have half a ton remaining. What would we want to do with that half ton? Now that's an interesting question. We could just simply use it to drop this patchwork material. I would love to find a way to have this work. For that to happen, we would have to drop a medium laser. As well as just the tiniest amount of armor in the leg. Like that. This could work. But like I said, at this point we are overkill on our heat sinking. We've got an engine heatsink +2. Okay, so this could work as is. We're dropping off the medium laser. Is that acceptable? I mean, the medium laser isn't a huge part of our damage, right? We already know that. So this could work. I think I like this. We'll go ahead and do this. That does cost us 800k to get that modification done. But honestly, I think the just built-in automatic vigilance every turn on the Salamander, which is a mech that tends to get mauled, I think that's a very, very good trade. I like it. And so with that, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to get that Salamander finished up. And then we're going to get all of our other mechs repaired. I mean, not in that order. They'll be done first. And then we'll try out our fancy new reinforced Salamander. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And I will see you all next time.